there, welcome to class. I'm Miss Faust. Please make sure that you have paper out. You do? Fantastic. And a pen or pencil, because yes, today's a note-taking day, as I wrote on the board. Take notes. Yes, you got it. We're starting with our next writer. Now, we are moving away from Colombia. Remember Hernando Tejas? Yes, you remember from oh yeah, lather and nothing else. Okay, fantastic story. Well, as I said, we're moving away from Colombia and we're moving to Nigeria. Our writer, if you follow me over to the board, our writer is Chinua Achebe. Okay, he lived during these years, 1930 to 2013. And as I said, he is a Nigerian. He's a novelist, a short story writer. Yes, we're going to read one of his wonderful short stories. He is a poet, along with being a professor. Okay, so are you ready to find out some more tidbits about Achebe? You are? Fantastic. So as I said, we're moving from Colombia now to Nigeria. Okay, so we're visiting the African nations. Okay, so let us see what we can say. Well, the first novel that he had published was published in 1958, and he's really truly known around the world, so to speak, for this one novel. Not that he wasn't known for anything else, but when people think of Achebe, they think of Things Fall Apart. That novel. That is his first novel. Okay? As I said, his very first. And that novel, partially, plus because he was a really good writer, earned him the name, so I don't say it wrong, patriarch, in other words, father, patriarch of the African novel. Okay? It was an example, so to speak, of what other African writers could do when writing. Okay, so Things Fall Apart because Achebe himself was part of a tribe. Things Fall Apart has to do with tribes. So how they deal with one another, the warfare, the ins and outs of their way of thinking. Okay, why they treat one another the way they do, women versus men, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so it teaches you a lot about tribes in African nations. And as I said, he is himself of a tribe. And that's going to make it different because today's story does deal with a tribe. And his tribe is, let me write it over here. Igbo, okay. Let me make sure I didn't misspell because there are different versions of it. Okay, yes. So, yes, Igbo, yes, that would do it. Now, as I said, this is a very important. Again, he is of this tribe, and this tribe may pop up in your story, your today's reading. So make sure you have that written down. Okay, so tribes are really important in Achebe's writing. So be aware of that. Okay, again, what's really important about him is Things Fall Apart. That made Achebe. Okay. As I said, he was a professor, so he did have teaching positions, believe it or not, in universities here in the United States, along with his own country, Nigeria. So he taught in both places. So that's fascinating about him. But when he was younger, he joined like a broadcasting corporation as a director of external broadcasting. So that's what he started when he was younger. Okay. So he did that for a number of years. But but beforehand, he was writing, and namely that novel. But even during his broadcasting years, as the director and everything, he was writing. So there are other novels out and about, okay, and stories also, and poems and the like. Okay, all right, let's see here. How do we want to do this? So in a sense, his novel was a groundbreaker. Again, it centers on this would be the best way to say it, on the clash between native African culture, okay, and the influence of white Christian missionaries and the colonial government in Nigeria. That is really truly a focus. And again, you've got that clash with the various tribes and the like versus missionaries. He tends to deal with problems in Nigeria. So his work is centered on that. Does that make sense? So his themes will deal with tensions in Nigeria, okay, along with political corruption, democracy, and the disintegration of tribal economy and ecology. So his themes also deal with that. You're going, huh? Wait. I'm going to repeat it to you. I'll repeat it. Okay, so yes, he deals with the problems in Nigeria. His themes concerned, obviously not just the problems, but this. His themes concerned political corruption, democracy, and the disintegration of tribal economy and ecology. Yes, the falling apart of the tribes. Tribes were of the old days. Now modern times come into play. Again, something, folks, that you might want to remember for today's reading. That's just the fact that he is of a tribe, Igbo, okay? Oh, which reminds me, you may have some problems with the pronunciation of the names because obviously he's using Nigerian names. We're going to do the best we can with them, okay? I mean, when I, next class period, go through the highlights of Achebe's story, I'm going to do the best I can with the names because obviously we don't want to butcher them. We'll do the best. Okay, so be aware. You might be looking and going, huh? I can't read this. All right, so just be aware of that. I'm looking to see if there anything else. All right, so we've got that. Yeah, he even did some stories that were, or books that were for children, more oriented toward children. Okay, so again, short stories, children's books he published and the like. Then in the 1990s, he was involved in a car accident back in Nigeria, and as a result, he was paralyzed from the waist down, and for the rest of his life, he was in a wheelchair. Okay, but that didn't exactly stop him because he was a professor at Brown University in Rhode Island, and also be aware he was married. He had several children. Okay, and he was basically like the professor of Africana Studies. He did win a number of awards and the like, and then he passed away here in the United States, not back in his old country and the like. Okay, so yes, when he did the children's books and he actually with a friend or with a poet, I shouldn't say a friend, but a poet, they got together and they co-founded a publishing company that was geared toward children's books and the like. But unfortunately, the poet was killed in, again, Nigeria had some civil war issues, and he was killed during the Civil War. Okay, so that didn't last. So it didn't last very long, that company. If you have any questions about Achebe, please let me know. Keep in mind, again, he is the patriarch of the African novel. Things fall apart. And themes have to do with Nigeria. Tribes versus modern world and the like. Yeah. And he is of that wonderful tribe. Okay. So, moving on. I need you to read Marriage is a Private Affair. Yes, it is a short story. So please Google Chinua Achebe's Marriage is a Private Affair. If you look at the title, it tells you a lot, doesn't it? Marriage is a Private Affair. It's a wonderful title. It's got a subject, marriage. It's got the verb is. You got the whole shtick, so to speak. You get everything you need. Okay. For your assignment, so please make sure you Google it It is not that long of a story. It is fascinating. Let me give you a little insight here. When you're dealing with Achebe, you get an insight. That's cute. He doesn't give you insight. He gives you an insight into his country. Again, remember what I keep saying about world literature? You are getting insights into various countries. Russia, through Tolstoy. Maupassant gives you a little something about France. People that are up here versus people that are down here and wanting to be up there, but you really should be where you should be. Okay. You know, if you know what I'm saying, social rank, you shouldn't want to be something that it's just not meant for you, as we discovered, okay, with Madame Loisel, okay, etc., with the insights. You are getting an insight, coming back to Achebe, into Nigeria, the way people think, their customs, their traditions. That's what world literature is about. Each one of these countries that we've gone to, briefly as it is, you learn something. You learn something about Colombia. You learn a little bit about Chile, England, and so on. So yes, Achebe, through this story, is teaching you about Nigeria. So it may be of Nigeria of old, but it still lingers. The way some of their traditions, the customs, they still linger to this day. So please make sure you do read it. Again, it's not that long. Fascinating story, fascinating. So for your assignment, obviously read Achebe's story. And I can't emphasize that enough. Do read it. Don't try to do this and then the essay by hoping you'll skip a couple of words here and read that and a couple of words. You'll skip that whole section and read a couple there. Or we listen to Miss Faust and we got the whole thing. It's not enough, folks. Okay, so I want you to read and then copy and answer the following. Why does Okeke? Now you're going, what? Yes, I told you about Nigerian names. Okay, Okeke, that's a male name. Why does Okeke refuse to accept his son's marriage? There is a reason, or many more than just one. See what you can find out. Again, read. Don't skim. How does Nene, and that's a female name, how does Nene feel about her father-in-law? Yes, Okeke and Nene. We can do a poem here, can't we? Okeke and Nene, they're related. Okay? Through marriage. So those are the questions I would like you to answer. Okay. All right. And then when you're done with that, I'd like you to do the question of the day. Do you like going to sandwich shops? You know, like a Jason's Deli? Like a Subway? Do you like going to a sandwich shop? You do? Which one do you like to go to? Okay. So that is your question of the day. All right. When you're done, you know what to do. Send everything on off to me today. But if you do have a question regarding the reading of this wonderful story, contact me. Chinua Achebe it's fascinating what he has to say. Okay, Nigeria is just a totally different world. It seems like from what we're used to, and so on and so on. Okay, so please read, answer, and then do this question. Okay, and again, it is due today. And I wish you a fabulous day. Till next time. Bye-bye.